welcome to the Influential Personal Brand Recap. It's your man, Rory Vaden. I am rolling solo today. AJ Vaden is out, and I am breaking down the Lisa Woodruff interview that we did, which was awesome. I mean, hopefully you hear in my voice or heard in my voice how proud I am of her. Like, she is one of our star students. She is somebody that is just amazing that we got our hands on in terms of working with her system and her teams, or with her systems and her team several years ago. And we've known her, and she's been like a student of our philosophies. And over the last, I mean, it's been a long journey for her, but over the last, I guess, 5 or 6 years that we have known her, and doing the various work of ours that she has been introduced to, she has gone from a 6-figure business to now becoming a 7-figure business, which is just awesome. A real life case study of a massively successful person in a very specific niche, right? With home organization and everything she's doing at Organized 365. And it just, it's so exciting for us, right? Like, when our clients succeed, we can't take credit for it. Like, they have to do all the work. Everything we teach you on this show, like, you have to be the one to do the work. And ultimately your success is about you, and it's up to you. But it does show that there's a lot of people doing the same types of things as the things that we talk about and teach on this show, and obviously to our members. And so it's just great to see that in Lisa. And she's a Rolling Stone, man. She's a rocket ship. I think she's just getting started. So she came through our 8-figure entrepreneur event recently, which is our event that it's a phase 4 event. So if you haven't figured this out from listening to Brand Builders Group, we have one curriculum, but that curriculum is divided up into 4 different phases, and each phase has 3 topics. So overall, our flagship curriculum is 12 topics. Our full curriculum is 12 topics. And so anyways, in phase 4, one of the topics is called 8-figure entrepreneur, where we teach someone how to turn a personal brand into a fully operationalized business and how to scale, and not just scale your reach, but scale all of your systems and your people and your processes, and build a company that has real value. And anyway, she's got some really big goals, which you got to hear a little bit about on the interview. But in terms of me being the student for, and learning from her, that's so fun. Here's my 3 biggest takeaways from the interview. And the first one is so profound, and it's so simple. But what she said, and I wrote this down, she said, the only thing that you will ever have with you the rest of your life is your own mind. Like, that is the one thing that like, even if you didn't have clothes, right? Like, even if you didn't have food or a house or, friends or anything, like, the one thing that you will have everywhere you go for the rest of your life is your mind. It will last longer than, like, the basic necessities. And so personal development is the investment into the one thing that follows you everywhere, into the one thing that is a part of every decision, into the one thing that is a part of every single day. Your mind is with you all the time, in every moment, every situation, every relationship, every single decision. Like, it's this asset. It's the one thing that you can invest into. And yet, how many of us do not? How many of us think, oh, that's silly, or the last time we invested money into ourselves was when we were in college, or we invest a little bit into it? It's really scary, because I heard Brian Tracy say one time, I don't know how statistically valid this is, but I heard him say this years ago, where he said, the average person will spend more on car maintenance every year than they will investing into their own self-development and education. which is crazy, right? Like, you should spend more on your self-development than you do on your mortgage. Like, your brain is the thing that follows you everywhere. And after college, most of us stop investing into it, probably because you're still paying back college loans for so long. And so you need to invest in some things that actually teach you how to make some money. And so that was just so edifying for me, of just and she is a living example of it, right? Like, I said earlier, like, we can't take credit for what she's done. I mean, she gives us some credit, and she pays, she's super polite and respectful, and yeah, we're so grateful for the things that she says about us. But she has invested in lots of programs. She's been through lots of courses. Like, she's a great example, as am I, as is AJ, like, as is the richest people that I know, like, literally the richest people that I know. And there are two billionaires that have suddenly come into my life here recently, into our life recently, two different billionaire clients that we have, who I've been spending a lot of time with. And both of them are students, massive students of personal development. Both of them have gone through, courses and read books and spent, years learning and studying their trade and their craft. And it's like, this is the thing that separates people. It's not the needy people, the broke people, the ignorant people who are at all the conferences. It's the smartest, sharpest, hardest working, most entrepreneurial, most creative people that are all the events. And Lisa's just a great example of that. And I want you to think about that, right? Like, how much are you investing into your personal development? And hey, we would love if you did it with us. Of course we would, right? Like, we happen to think that we are the best, among the best in the world at what we do. I'm really convicted that we are. But whether it's on your personal brand, or whether it's with us or someone else, or if it's some other area of your life, right? Like, Dave Ramsey was a huge part of our journey personally. We've been through things like Landmark Forum that changed our life. Obviously, spiritually, AJ and I study the Bible every single day. But in terms of, going to marriage conferences and going to retreats and summits and video courses and events, the most successful, wealthiest people in the world do these things. So are you doing it? Are you doing it? Are you investing the money? Are you investing the time? And are you after it? Like, are you investing into your own brain? Because it's the one thing that follows you everywhere. And man, there was just something about the way that Lisa said that just hit me hard, that hasn't just like hit me that hard before. So yeah, invest in your brain, and hey, keep listening to the podcast, right? We have so much free stuff that we put out at Brand Builders Group, RoryVadenBlog.com, at our, obviously we've got the podcast. We've got a bunch of free resources on our website. I think we've got like 5 or 6 free different trainings now, at brandbuildersgroup.com that are totally free, that are amazing. Like, we should be charging for this stuff, and we don't, because we want to build trust and provide value and help you make enough money so that you feel like you have some money to reinvest, and be willing to do that. Be willing to do that. Spend more on your brain than you do on your car, and maybe not more than your house, right? You got to have a place to live, but anyways, make that investment. The second thing that Lisa said, and this hit me, I thought this was super interesting. I had never thought about this, is she said, think of Brand Builders Group as your college degree for your business. And I thought that was really fascinating. And it part of it is ironic, because we have 4 phases. And each of our phases have 3 topics. So we typically tell people it takes about 3 to 4 months to go through a topic. So if you went through our 3 topics, we teach them as in 2-day events. We have 2-day experiences. So it only takes 2 days to learn each topic, but then it takes about 4 months to deploy each topic. And if you did that 3 times, that would be a year, which would be a phase. So our 4 phases represent, I mean, it's crazy. Like what she said, it lines up so directly with this idea of like a 4-year journey with Brand Builders Group. Now I think it's, you know, if you're looking at building a personal brand or an online business or a marketing machine or a marketing engine for your business, I think it's extremely tactical. What we do is extremely tactical, far more tactical than you would learn in college, which is more about, you know, kind of like abstract thought and problem solving and conceptual learning. Brand Builders Group is very direct, like do this in this order, in this way, follow this process, follow this checklist. And if you follow the roadmap, we'll take something that would have taken you 20 years and we'll help you get there in 5. But anyways, I thought that was interesting about education, and that is a good way, I think, to look at Brand Builders Group. And again, just kind of on time back to what we were just talking about. What are you doing for education? Like, where are you learning? Like, who are you learning from? What are you learning? What are you doing? Like Charlie Tremendous Jones, who I got to meet several times. He was a legend in the National Speakers Association. He died a few years ago, but was amazing, just one of the most incredible humans I've literally ever been in the presence of. But he used to say, 5 years from now, you'll be the same as you are today, except for the books you read and the people you meet. And, you know, that is true. And I would extend it from books you read to the courses you take, the seminars you attend, you know, basically the education you receive and apply, which is true, right? Like some people say, oh, I have 5 years of experience. And they really don't have 5 years of experience. They have 1 year of experience repeated 5 times. They've been doing the same thing over and over again, which is, you know, the definition of insanity. If you're expecting different results, is doing the same thing over again and expecting different results. So what are you learning? Like, where are you learning? Who are you learning from? And are you learning about the things you need to grow your business? Obviously, I'm preaching to the choir here, since you're listening to this show. The only way you'd be hearing this is if you are listening and following along. So I know I'm probably preaching to the choir, but just to edify the time you're investing here and in other places to grow your brain, and think of it. You know, you could think of Brand Builders Group, for those of you that are our clients and our members. You can think of our brand builder journey, our 4-phase process, as your college education. And then the third thing, the big highlight for me was, you know, she said this in the interview. It is just these 4 words that you can't be reminded of enough. I can't be reminded of this enough. And these 4 words are so important for your personal brand. In fact, they might be the 4 most important. I would say definitely 4 of the most important words that you can remind yourself of on a daily basis. It just takes time. It just takes time. It just takes a little bit of time. It just takes some time to build, right? Like when, you know, I know some of our clients are in phase 2, which is when we get into like the nitty gritty of building funnels and this thing, you know, the content diamond of managing your social media and all that. And it's like, you know, we're learning all these checklists and processes. And then it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, how do I do this? And it's like, well, you only have to do it once, and it just takes a little time. But once you do it once, you'll have it forever. And then in general, right? Like when Lisa was saying, you know, I'm basically doing the same stuff I was doing 10 years ago. The difference is I've been doing it for 10 years. A lot of people, I've come across a lot of people know me. A lot of people, I've got a lot more clients, a lot more testimonials, a lot more fans, a lot more reach, a lot more systems, just from the course of time. So, you know, if you can add education and time, you know, and obviously taking action, those are the ingredients. Those are the critical ingredients to your success. So just do it, right? And just keep doing it. Like just keep going and remind yourself when you don't have as many followers as you want, when you didn't convert as many customers as you wanted in your last launch, when you're not seeing the conversion percentages in your funnels, when you're not seeing the engagement rates that you want on your social, when you're not getting as many keynote leads, when you get turned down for the book deal, right? When you launch something and it breaks, when you put up a website and nobody comes, when you do a video and nobody watches, like in all of those moments, and you will have those moments. Every one of us does. Me, AJ, our team, our biggest clients, Lisa Woodruff, and you. Like, you will have those moments. It's not about if you will have them. You will have those moments. And in those moments, you have to remind yourself of those 4 words. It just takes time. So keep going, keep coming back here, stay inspired, keep getting education, and stay focused on the person out there who you're trying to serve, because sooner or later you will find them. It just takes time. That's all we got for today. We'll catch you next time on the Influential Personal Brand Podcast.